High-speed criminal pursuits can quickly turn from dramatic to terrifying as suspects disregard the law and put the lives of innocent bystanders at risk. These dangerous pursuits often reach speeds of over 100 went, weaving through traffic and running red lights. Check out some of the most terrifying chases caught on Dashcam. On October 20th, 2022, the U.S. Marshals Service issued a warrant for the arrest of a murder suspect from Indiana. Agents received information that the suspect was located on N. Bogan Road in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Agents responded to the residence to confirm the information received. While agents were conducting surveillance, they observed the suspect leave the residence and get into a 2022 Dodge Ram. Agents followed the suspect as he left the residence and began traveling westbound on Gay 20.
I gotta get him stopped. Right here.
I thought his car would be caught by the police, but it slipped past like a slippery fish, escaping as if nothing had happened.
Henry Bailey Connector.
The chase took place in a tense atmosphere. Robertson drove the car with breathtaking recklessness, making crazy and dangerous turns that made everyone hold their breath watching, as if every turn could lead to disaster.
Hold on, Hans, boy. I'm sorry.
He repeatedly drove into the opposite lane regardless of the danger, causing other drivers to panic and have to swerve to avoid catastrophic collisions that could happen at any time.
Motorcycle. Samples Road, crossing across Samples Road. 1050 Samples.
So the intense pursuit continued to the intersection where he attempted to recklessly overtake but failed. So as his vehicle slammed into another vehicle traveling south on Samples Road. With no control, he opened his door and fled. He crossed the median and drove over a hill toward a parking lot. However, agents quickly pursued and subdued him, holding the suspect until the U.S. Marshals arrived to take over. The pursuit resulted in extensive damage, but the suspect was eventually apprehended.
All right, here.
As police were checking the driver of a dark-colored Silverado, license plate Ed Frank Tom 4299 at 6 Davidson and Prosky Streets, a loud gunshot rang out in the distance. The suspect was driving a white car and was speeding down Y Street, heading towards 7524. Immediately, police quickly took action, starting a thrilling chase to capture the criminal.
White people.
The suspect suddenly accelerated, driving at a crazy speed, disregarding the danger on the crowded road, leaving everyone around shocked by his recklessness and recklessness. The chase quickly turned to Highway 96 from Livernois, raising the tension to a fever pitch. The cars were speeding, reaching speeds of 120 miles per hour, making the atmosphere tense and suffocating, every second leading to a dramatic collision.
Roger, Taser. Yeah. 2250 for the second. Okay. I'll call this out for you. Coming up to Joy Road. Alright, looks like we are going to be through Livernois. On Joy Road, going eastbound.
Cody, come up front. I'm going front. I'm going front. Stop.
We got unit right now at Grand River.
Stop.
Driver!
The car sped toward Main Street, not slowing down for a red light, and the left rear tire was deflated. As the suspect turned into a residential area, the speed dropped to about 45 mph, and the car continued to roll through West Chicago and Oak. As it approached Joy Street, the front tire also went flat, and the police officers quickly performed a PIP. Immediately after successfully performing the PIP, the suspect got out of the car and quickly fled. But the police officers immediately gave chase, ordered the suspect to stop, and quickly arrested him.
Other units are chasing the other one.
Get up.
What the fuck did I do?
Just go ahead and work your truck.
After successfully arresting the suspect, the police officers returned to the car to conduct a thorough search. During the search, they discovered a hidden gun under the back seat of the car. This discovery added to the seriousness of the case, as the weapon could be related to other crimes committed by the suspect. The police carefully seized the gun and continued to check every corner of the car, looking for more evidence that could help clarify the case. Every detail from the glove box to the trunk was carefully checked to ensure that no clues were missed. This inspection process is very important in consolidating evidence, serving the investigation and trial process later, ensuring that the criminals are prosecuted to the end. On January 19, 2023, Police Cadet C. Newsel and a police officer were patrolling the area of Gay 17 and Gay 204. While on patrol, they heard a police officer from the Chatham County Police Department attempt to stop a vehicle, but instead of stopping, the vehicle accelerated southbound toward them. Officer Arsantoro was contacted shortly thereafter and explained that he was attempting to stop a white Nissan Murano with a broken rear window and Georgia license plates on Canebrake Road. Sigdet Nusal and the police officer spotted the Nissan traveling northbound on Gay 25 before turning onto Gay 204 eastbound. As the police vehicle activated its blue lights and sirens and pitted, Cadet Nusal reported to Troop F Communications that he was attempting to stop the vehicle that was fleeing Officer Santoro. So, however, the Nissan ignored its lights and sirens, prompting a pursuit.
Go. Okay. Get some
Report back to your primary thing.
Hold on, just let it go for a second. We want to get a little bit more speed before we try to pit this thing. Don't try to pit it this way. I know we're safe here on the side. Try to get behind it.
Okay, 23 Highway 80. Target 1037
There you go, you idiots. Stop, slow down. Let me get past. Okay, go. Now, get on the side. We're setting up the pit. 204 eastbound. Go and pit it. Hit it. There you go, pit it. Slow down. Okay, hold on. Get in the middle of the road.
As the pursuit approached I-95, the situation became extremely tense with heavy pedestrian traffic and heavy traffic. Concerns for the safety of those around them increased, making it all the more urgent to stop the fleeing vehicle. In a situation where conventional stopping techniques were not possible, the decision to instruct student Nusel to perform AP was a necessary action to end the danger. With precise control, Nusal succeeded in causing the Nissan to lose control, hit the median, and roll over several times. The tragic end of the incident was when the driver, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was ejected from the vehicle and left lying motionless in the left lane of GA 204. Following the accident, Troop F Communications was immediately notified along with a request for medical and fire assistance. So the driver was quickly identified as Amy Yeomans Paget. Although Ms. Paget had a pulse and was breathing, the decision was made not to move her at the scene to avoid further aggravation due to the severity of her injuries. So medical personnel quickly arrived and transported her to the hospital. Unfortunately, Ms. Paget's injuries were too severe and she died, so the case was then turned over to the coroner's office for further investigation. On the afternoon of June 8, 2021, at approximately 4:06 p.m., as Tafik Moore was filling up, an emergency dispatch was issued from the Troop D Communications Center. A request for assistance from Troop County for a dangerous pursuit was sent to multiple units. According to the dispatch, Troop County Sheriff's deputies were pursuing a black BIM traveling southbound on I-185 near milepost 40 at a high rate of speed. As the pursuit approached mile marker 14 on I-185, Troop County Sheriff's deputies closed in on Mr. Caldwell as traffic ahead became heavy. So this made it impossible to lead the pursuit. Mr. Caldwell continued to drive at a high rate of speed, posing a serious danger to other drivers on the road. Near mile marker 12, a light rain began and quickly turned into a heavy downpour, worsening road conditions. Despite this, Mr. Caldwell did not slow down, continuing to exceed the posted speed limit, while the sheriff's deputies were unable to perform a pit stop in these inclement conditions. At approximately mile marker 10, Mr. Caldwell was traveling in the left lane while Troop County deputies yielded to the central lane, allowing the pursuit to continue. And while in the lead, Caldwell suddenly accelerated to 115 mph, 185 km, weaving in and out of traffic and nearly causing a collision. The water spray from his vehicle reduced visibility, but the pursuit continued. Although there was an opportunity to perform a pit, the decision was not made due to unsafe traffic conditions. So, however, a reasonable gap then appeared, and a pit attempt was made, which was unsuccessful due to Mr. Caldwell's hard braking and traction control. The pursuit became more dramatic when Mr. Caldwell abruptly turned right off I-185 at Macon Road at a high rate of speed. Near the bottom of the exit ramp, the planned pit was interrupted when Mr. Caldwell crossed the concrete median and collided with a vehicle in the opposite lane. So the situation escalated when Mr. Caldwell did not attempt to flee, but instead bent down to look for anything unusual in the vehicle. So if after a few seconds he sat up, held a gun in his hand, and pointed it at the officers, immediately the officers were forced to act, returning fire in an effort to protect themselves and those around them. So in a dangerous situation, the constant movement to avoid being targeted created a tense confrontation, and the use of force was inevitable to stop the threat posed by Mr. Caldwell. After Mr. Caldwell shot and no longer pointing the gun, officers approached, pulled him from the car, and performed first aid. His gun was secured under close guard, and Mr. Caldwell was taken to Midtown Hospital by Muskogee EMS.
All units are 10-4.
All units 10-4. All units 10-4. Shots fired.
On August 23, 2024, Jamie Lizar-Zaburu was stopped by a Kaysville police officer after nearly causing a fatal accident. According to police reports, the incident began when Jamie suddenly accelerated and fled the scene after being asked to stop for a traffic check. So instead of complying, she decided to flee, sparking a tense chase that spanned Davis County. So the pursuit did not stop in Keysville, but also involved multiple law enforcement agencies to control the situation. The coordination between police units created a complex operation in an effort to stop Jamie's dangerous behavior and protect the safety of other road users. The incident quickly gained attention due to the daring and recklessness of the driver throughout the pursuit.
Driver, show me your hands!
Kilo 28, I was unable to copy that last traffic. Copy 1 at gunpoint. What's your location?
First up on the freeway, just prior to Parkway.
Copy. Southbound just prior to Park, 1 at gunpoint.
Does anybody have the freeway closed down prior to Park? Prior to Park. Kilo 28.
Kilo 28, 10-9.
In a breathtaking chase, when the police were closely following a getaway car on tense roads, the chase seemed to have come to an end when the authorities finally stopped the car. A siren blared, the red and blue lights twinkled in the night sky, the police slowly approached, preparing to execute justice. But then, in just a moment of carelessness, when the officers got out of the car, the getaway car suddenly restarted, suddenly sped away like a ghost, leaving everyone behind in amazement. It was not just a normal escape, but a daring challenge, a dangerous game with the law.
Two units covering. Still on the frontage road?
Had a good spike, got the front tires.
And the pursuit of Jamie Lazarzabaru was intense and spanned several areas. Although officers attempted to use the precision immobilization technique, picked to stop her vehicle several times, initial attempts are successful. The Lazarzabaru continued to drive dangerously, weaving through the streets, endangering many surrounding vehicles. In response, police were forced to deploy spike strips on the road, causing her tires to deflate, slowing her down. When Lazarzabaru's car finally slowed down, the officers successfully performed a pit maneuver, causing her car to lose control and come to a complete stop.